Hey guys, happy Sunday evening. I am hanging out here in my office. um, I have been having some interesting conversations lately. It seems to be these conversations with other people that have been sparking some content inspiration. So I am here sitting on my balcony, which I've turned into a little edible garden. Um, Most of the plants that you see behind me, not the fig tree, but most of the plants that you see behind me right now, I have grown from seed. And right here, you are propped on top of the planter for my red bell peppers. And I have some basil behind you, but most of the things are behind that. So what does that have to do with anything? So in the next couple weeks, especially since it's prime growing season here in Ontario, in the Western Hemisphere, in the Northern Hemisphere, mostly the Northern Hemisphere, right? I want to talk about growing your own food. We are experiencing a pretty significant drought here in Ontario. I think we've had rain maybe 3 times since the beginning of June. Most of the grass is pretty dry. It's been really hot except for this weekend, because this weekend is a long weekend, and if it's a long weekend, it's pretty crummy weather, right? That's just how it goes. I feel like I could put socks and a sweater on right now. Anyway, growing your own food, especially with this kind of condition where we're relying on, normally this time of year we have tons of local food coming out, and there's not a lot. Everything's really small and sweet because there's not a lot of water, but the growing season has been shortened because it's been so hot and so dry that everything's growing, everything's producing its fruit faster. There's probably no scientific basis behind this, but my speculation is that a plant is like, oh, well, this weather is going to kill me soon, so I need to get my fruit and my seed out there soon, otherwise my species will go extinct. That's kind of how nature works, right? So I'm really passionate about plants and about plant foods and about growing your own food. And this is a really great time to maybe turn your focus a little bit more to it, maybe trying it out. You may notice, if you are in a dry spell wherever you are, if you're here in Ontario with me, that the grass goes dry way before the trees do, way before the other plants that dig their roots a lot deeper. So, and the grass that's underneath trees and is in more protected areas stays greener. I keep looking down because there's practically a desert below me right now. I read a statistic recently that something like 32 billion or million acres in North America are dedicated to lawns, to green grass that doesn't really do anything except look all manicured and pretty. And 16, I know 16 was the number, 16 million or 16 billion, don't quote me, but I know it was a 16 big number, 16 million, billion, whatever acres in, it was either USA or North America, are farmland, are corn, soy, wheat, all that stuff that they feed to cows and other farm animals, primarily. So the significant thing was that farmland number was half the number of what people use as lawns. There's so much unused space and so much green, flat soil, whatever stuff. There's so much space that is not being used to produce food. There are so many people out there that have grass and aren't growing anything, and they use gas. They have grass, they use gas, they go to the store, they buy food from, I don't know, half of our food comes from California. We have stuff that comes from Asia, from South America, from Africa. Like, our produce comes from everywhere. And there's so many things that we could be growing at home and minimizing all that extra stuff. So it's really, it's something that I've become very passionate about, especially lately, when you start to see the damage that climate change and change in weather, and maybe it's just, a couple months and then we don't have a drought for 50 years, but this makes it a little bit more real when the grass is starting to dry up. But if you have plants, the roots dig deeper. You have bushes, you have trees, you have a variety of things that rest at a variety of different levels. So the sun is not in direct contact with the soil. Then so many more things are able to use the sun's energy. All the plants work symbiotically to gather nutrients and water from deeper below. But instead we just have grass. I don't even have grass. I live in the second floor of a house and I don't have grass. I'm sitting on a wood deck balcony, but I'm growing food. I've got tomatoes and peppers and basil. I've got fruit. I have fig trees. Tomatoes, they're fruit. Anything that contains a seed is a fruit. It doesn't have to be sweet. I have a lemon tree that I grew from a seed. I think my boyfriend thinks I'm a little bit crazy. I bought a bag of organic lemons. I probably paid like $8 for this bag of organic lemons because I just wanted the seeds. I wanted to grow the lemon trees. And not a single lemon had a seed in it. I couldn't believe it. So, crazy part, we're out for food the other night and I get lemon water and there's a couple seeds in my wedge of lemon in my water, so I totally took the seeds out and put them in my purse to bring them home. And then the next day I cut open organic lemon and there's actually seeds in it. Yeah. But whatever. Yeah, so I've got that happening. Yeah, it's going to be a while till I get the lemons, but I'm going to have the lemons before you will. And yeah, so I'm just kind of rambling now. I'm sorry my videos always end up being so long. So I want to get into this conversation more about growing your own food. There's so many people out there talking about ethics. I don't have it in me. I don't have the drama bones in me. I don't have the angry vegan bones in me. Yes, I do have my angry moments, but I don't feel like that is my way to communicate with the world. I am more about, okay, how can you empower yourself to live more? How can you empower yourself to live with less of a footprint? How can you take control over your own destiny? Other than breathing, what else do we do multiple times a day other than eat and yap? So I'd like you to consider it. Maybe you get like one potted herb and you keep fresh herbs in your kitchen, and that herb will give you nutrients, the most nutrient and phytonutrients and vitamins and minerals and all this extra stuff, and cleans the air and constantly regenerates when you take from it, and it gives more. Get a potted herb and put it in your kitchen. Get a fruit tree. Most nurseries you can get citrus fruit trees. They are They're awesome. They grow out of a pot. I remember when I was in Italy, they had the big terracotta planters, and that's what the lemon trees grew in. Like, they were outside, but they were in the planter. So if there's inclement weather, you bring it inside, you keep it going. Fig trees, believe it or not, you can actually plant them in the ground here, even in Canada. And you just dig a ditch beside it, you fold it over and bury it for the winter, and then prop it back up again, and apparently it just keeps growing. It's amazing. Yes. I'm going to stop talking now. I think I've said enough. Please post your comments down below. I'd like to start this conversation and continue this conversation. And if you want me to show you some how-tos, if you've got any food that you eat that has a seed in it, you can turn that into a plant that will grow more food. It's the craziest thing. The things that we should be putting in our body are the things that if you bury them in soil, they would produce life. If you want to be alive, eat things that contain the life source. Okay, enough with my yammering. I hope you liked this video. Give me a thumbs up. Comment down below any comments, questions, anything you'd like me to dig a little deeper into. And I will talk to you guys soon. Again, happy Sunday. Bye.